People often say every dog can become your soul dog, but that's simply not true. There's a certain kind of bond that doesn't appear just because you're loving or responsible or experienced. It arrives almost unpredictably, catching you off guard with a sense of recognition that feels older than the moment itself. And once it forms, it quietly shifts the way you understand loyalty, comfort, and presence. In a moment, I'll reveal the subtle signs that show when you've met the one dog who connects with you on that rare level. If you'd like to explore these deeper truths with me, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. Chapter 1. Instant Recognition and Connection. Have you ever met a dog and felt an odd, immediate certainty that they were already yours in some way? That first moment can feel strangely familiar, as if you're picking up a conversation you don't remember starting. Your dog might watch you with a calm steadiness, not sizing you up like most dogs do, but behaving as though they already understand something about you. And even before you learn their quirks or rhythms, there's a softness in the bond that settles in quicker than you expect. It's the kind of connection that feels less like it's forming and more like it's resurfacing from somewhere you can't quite name. And once you notice that pattern, you start seeing another one. Chapter 2. Feeling inseparable and destined, which makes you wonder why being apart from them feels heavier than it should. It's not a dramatic ache, just a quiet sense that something in your day isn't aligned when they're not near you. You might notice how even simple routines feel slightly off, as if their absence leaves a small imbalance you can't quite correct. And when they're finally beside you again, there's an ease that settles in your chest, the kind that makes the world feel a bit more coherent. This closeness can feel almost fated, like you're not just choosing each other, but recognizing a bond that was already waiting for the right moment. And over time, that feeling becomes so natural that you stop questioning it altogether, which would be fine if it didn't lead to this. Chapter 3. Deep emotional comfort and calm. Some connections don't just soothe you, they rearrange the way your nervous system settles. When your dog is near, you might notice a quiet shift inside you, the kind that doesn't ask for attention, but makes everything feel less sharp. Their presence can soften moments you didn't realize were weighing on you, almost like they absorb a bit of the heaviness without making a sound. And what's uncanny is how they seem to sense your emotional weather long before you show it, stepping closer or resting their head against you at the exact moment your thoughts begin to spiral. It isn't training or coincidence, it's a kind of emotional attunement that feels deeper than anything you can explain to someone who hasn't lived it. On its own, it might seem like a sweet quirk. Stacked over time, it becomes something else entirely. Chapter 4. Intuitive understanding of human needs. There's something quietly life-altering about having a dog who seems to give you exactly what you need before you even know you need it. At first, it might feel like simple coincidence, a nudge toward going outside, a gentle insistence that you pause, breathe, and step away from whatever is consuming you. But over time, you begin to realize they're not responding to your actions so much as they're reading the space beneath them, sensing the deeper currents you rarely speak aloud. They might guide you toward people when you've been withdrawing too much, or they lead you down the long path through the park on a day when your mind won't slow down, as if they know you need the air more than the destination. And without trying, they end up shaping the relationships you build, the pace you live at, and the way you reconnect with parts of your life that had quietly drifted out of reach. Individually, each moment seems small. Collectively, it explains a lot. Chapter 5. Alignment with human relationships. People often assume a dog's reactions to others are just random bursts of instinct. But that's not usually what's happening. You start noticing how your dog warms instantly to the people who bring ease into your life, as if they're recognizing something in them that mirrors your own peace. And just as clearly, they pull back from the ones who carry tension or hidden motives, reacting with a quiet caution that feels strangely discerning. It can be unsettling at first, realizing your dog seems to judge character with a kind of clarity you sometimes struggle to trust in yourself. Yet their loyalty expands in unexpected ways, not just protecting you, but subtly protecting the harmony of the connections that matter most to you. And that's when you see this pattern show up in an even deeper form. Chapter 6. Strong attachment and separation sensitivity. There's something quietly reassuring about realizing that being close to your dog brings a kind of steadiness you didn't know you needed. You might notice how they stay near you almost by instinct, choosing your presence over anything else happening around them. And when you leave, even for short stretches, there's a subtle shift in their energy. Nothing dramatic, just that faint worry in their eyes that tells you the bond runs deeper than habit. Over time, this closeness can make separations feel heavier for both of you, as if distance pulls at a thread neither of you meant to tie so tightly. It's not neediness so much as a mutual sense of safety that only feels complete when you're back in the same space again, sharing the quiet comfort you've built together without trying. And once you've felt a connection like that, it shapes the way everything else lands in your life. Chapter 7. Lasting impact after loss. And the hardest truth is that the bond doesn't end just because their life does. When a soul dog leaves, it's as if the world loses a certain warmth you had quietly grown used to, and ordinary days feel strangely hollow in their absence. You try to move through life the way you did before, but their absence has a weight to it, a shape you can feel even in the places they never sat. And while people might gently suggest filling the space with another dog, your heart hesitates. Not out of resistance, but out of respect for a connection that still feels very alive inside you. Their memory settles in your routines, your choices, and even in the way you love, becoming a soft echo of everything they taught you without ever trying. On its own, that grief feels like a wound. Stacked over time, it becomes a quiet testament to how deeply they shaped you. By now, you can probably feel how deep this kind of bond runs, and how much it has already shaped the quieter corners of your life. And even if you haven't always noticed the small ways you show up for your dog, they have felt every bit of it. What really matters is understanding that the connection you share is built on the moments where you both simply exist together, without needing anything more. And when you lean into those moments, you start seeing your dog's behavior through a softer, more attentive lens. It's in that space that new questions start to form, like how dogs show us when they're not just loved, but genuinely content. Some behaviors only appear when life is good for them in ways they can't put into words. And if you'd like to explore those quiet signs with me, you're more than welcome to follow along.